The second rule from Jordan Peterson is to treat yourself as if you are someone that you're responsible for helping. So in other words, just be kind to yourself as if you're your own best friend. What would you say to yourself? Imagine you're stuck in a rut right now. Like imagine you're stuck with this addiction to video games or porn. What would you say to your best friend and how would you help your best friend navigate that? Really, like a good best friend of yours. Not like, you know, some prick that you don't even like, but like a guy that you really care about. Imagine your son. You wouldn't like scream at him and say he's a bad person for being addicted. Like we know porn's so fucking addictive. We know video games are so addictive. We wouldn't think that our son who's succumbed to the addictions of these platforms was a bad person. We would try to help him, wouldn't we? And yet, when you talk to yourself in your own mind, you belittle yourself and you have these beliefs of negativity and this like self-deprecation. How about you actually treat yourself as someone that you like? This may be one of the most important rules in the book and also just things to keep in mind in general. I say this so often, but the beliefs that you have about yourself largely make up your life. It is of utmost importance that you investigate the beliefs that have been implanted into your mind by your parents, your teachers, by society, by, you know, your childhood years. Because maybe your parents put this belief into your mind that you're a piece of shit. Maybe they criticized you when you were struggling with a problem. You were struggling with studying and you got poor grades and you needed extra support. And your parents shouted at you and said you're a bad person, that you're lazy, that you procrastinate. And you know, it seems okay, well, they said that because you're lazy and you procrastinate. You know, they're just observing something. But the thing is, whatever your parents said to you when you were a child deeply shapes how you become when you're older. So if you had a parent who said, oh yeah, little Jeffrey is really lazy, oh, you always procrastinate, that's going to be so deeply inside of you, like a belief that shapes your identity, that even decades later, you may be more lazy, you may procrastinate more than you actually should, just because it's kind of assumed in your identity that that's what you do. Mark my words that improving your identity or changing it entirely is one of the fastest ways to improve yourself. If you really want to put your self-improvement on the fast track, spend some time right here, right now, and think of what your identity is. Because if you don't see yourself as an athlete, right here, right now, why wouldn't you just choose to just identify as an athlete? Bro, I will look at you today. I am an athlete. I am a leader. Change your fucking identity to the thing that you actually want to be. Update your identity to a new realistic endeavor. If you've been like getting into the gym for the past few months and you've been dieting and you've been learning about macros and protein and you've been going into the gym and hurting your fucking muscle for months or maybe years, you are an athlete. But if you still see yourself as a video gamer, as you still see yourself as like a little nerd who barely gets off his computer chair, well then you're gonna always have this level of friction because you're not aligning yourself to your identity. The moment I said to myself, I am an athlete, I started waking up at 5 every single day, running to the gym in pitch black darkness and training, no problem. I got shredded out of nowhere and I was struggling like with binge eating and my weight for like literally a year straight. Boom, I'm an athlete. And no thanks. I don't eat that junk food anymore. Alarms on at 5 a.m. because I'm an athlete. That's what athletes do. I wake up early and I go and exercise. I like exercise because I'm an athlete. I'm a leader. You know how many guys think that it's like cringe or obnoxious that I call myself a leader? They might be right. Maybe I'm not like a great leader or something, but the thing is, it's only gonna help me if I see myself with that identity. So when someone tries to call me out for like the identity that I have for myself, and I genuinely think I'm one of the best leaders of our entire generation. Name another guy who's 20 to 25 years old who's leading as many guys as I am. I may be literally the best leader of our entire generation. Of course, there's people who are older than me who've got more influence, absolutely. But of guys who are about 20 years old, pick out another guy. There's probably not. And so I have the identity that I'm literally the best leader of our generation. And that helps me take this shit seriously. That helps me wake up at 5 or half 4 every morning. The first thing that I do is hop onto Discord and talk to one of my boys. The first thing that I do every single day. Name another guy who does that. So I have the identity that I am the best leader of our generation. And that helps me deeply. So what is your identity? Because whatever you want to accomplish, whatever it is that you want good grades, you want to get a girl, you want to get really athletic and get really in shape, you want to make a lot of money. Trust me when I say that if those things are not aligned to your identity, you're not going to make any real progress at all. If you keep finding yourself, trying to do the habits, meditating, reading, whatever, and you do them a little bit, then you just snap back to this like starting point. You just keep going back to this fucking degenerate days of you just like, hopping on your computer and just searching for more answers, staying on like this crusty computer chair, jacking off every couple of days, wasting time here and there on video games. I'm telling you right now, it's because this is your identity. You'll always fall to where your identity is. I'm spending so much time on this topic because you must take this seriously. Whatever your identity is, that's going to be your baseline, and you will fall to your baseline thousands, tens of thousands of times over the rest of your life. So why not change your baseline instead of changing the activities and the habits that you do? Because updating your habits is nice, getting into meditation is nice, getting into journaling is nice, but those things are useless if you haven't changed your identity. Take some time right now. What is your identity, and what is the identity that you need to reach the goals that you have? It's not the things that you need to do, it's who you need to become. Make sure you change that. As a man in today's world, you can work incredibly hard. You can make sacrifices and you can discipline yourself and still never amount to much. My name is Hamza Ahmed, and I'm on a mission to help young men around the world to achieve success in all areas of life, from self-improvement to building a business that makes you feel powerful. And through Adonis School, I'm going to help you make your first $10,000 for yourself using the same step-by-step system that I've used to make hundreds of thousands.